everyone, welcome back to the life of T and M. My cheeks are a little red. It's like 100 degrees outside. I know I'm in my car cooling down. So I'm actually making this video because, as you know, I'm a public health nurse and we have different roles. We respond to emergencies and we are disaster workers if you work for the county or your local public health department. And so not only are we in the middle of a pandemic, as you know, COVID is wild, but there's also a local fire. And the county has put out evacuation orders. And I just got called by my HR to respond to the evacuations. So I literally was almost done with my 8-hour shift. I packed up all my stuff, jumped in my car, and I'm on my way. So there were fires last year that I was unable to respond to because I was in school and I just had other obligations. I was unable to go, but I was asked to respond to this fire. So I want to bring you guys along. Of course, I can't show you everything, but as we get closer to the fires, it's getting darker and you could definitely see more ash in the air. I pray for everyone who's affected by these fires, but I am coming in to see how I can assist, how I can help, how I can ease some stress. So come along with me and we'll experience this together. Well guys, we're getting closer and it's really getting darker. I know it probably looks the same as the previous clip, but in person, it is definitely more ashy and darker. We're almost there, about 2 miles. All right, guys, I'm here. American Red Cross is already here. Gonna go in and see what's going on. You know I can't record in there, but I'll give you guys some updates. Hi, everyone. So obviously it is the next day. Like I said, I had worked almost my 8-hour shift and I thought I was going to be there till like 8 at night. We ended up staying until 10 at night. American Red Cross had said that there's a lot more evacuees coming down the hill and that they needed us just to be there to assist so everyone can get shelter and to ensure all their needs are met. I didn't get to record when I got out. It was a long day for me. By the time I got home, I ate dinner, took a shower, and went to bed. Obviously, I couldn't record in there because of patient confidentiality, but I did learn a lot. This was the first time that I've responded to a fire and to go to a shelter. So I was excited only in the regards of learning something new. Obviously, the situation was horrible and I would never want anyone to be in that situation, but having to respond to it with no experience, it was an opportunity for me to grow and to learn, and I love learning. I walked in there and you have to find the incident commander or whoever's in charge of the shelter. This actually was just a daytime shelter. It was not an overnight shelter because they had just released evacuation orders. And so American Red Cross was actually giving vouchers for hotels for that night. So I went in there, I reported that I was there, and then you get your assignment. So there was a paper that had your job duties. And so I read that over, and then you go ahead and just ask as many questions as you have, but they're going to explain to you exactly what you're going to do. So it depends on your job title. They have various roles responding to this. And so as the RN, PHN, public health nurse, my job was to screen every individual that came into the shelter. And so it was just a questionnaire that we would ask them, get a little bit background medical history, and then we would check their temperature. If they had passed all our screening questions and their temperature was under 100.4, they were allowed into the shelter. It was a cooling zone for them. We had some snacks, there was some drinks, and then there were resources. So American Red Cross was there giving vouchers and just assisting in any way we could at that point. So we had a booth set up. We had all of our supplies there. I'm gonna post a picture right here of me with my first aid kit. So pretty much after everyone was checked in, I had my first aid kit just in case anything happened, and thankfully nothing. Everything went really well and I learned a lot. I think the most important part when you are responding to a natural disaster, to an emergency, to whatever the case may be. Right now we have hurricanes going on, there's tornadoes. Depending on what part of the world and what's happening, you may have to respond to different disasters. And so, you know, fires, they don't know what they're gonna lose or what's gonna happen to their home. So every person that came in, yes, we're focused on screening them, making sure they don't have any COVID symptoms so they can come into the shelter. But then you also have to remember you need to meet their basic needs when they're there. They don't have any food or water. Some of them just literally got in their car and came down to the shelter. So we got them food and water, anything that we could get and bring to the shelter for them to make them comfortable before they had a plan for that night, I think was really important. So mental health, of course, in every aspect of nursing is super important. So not only are you screening, but all the little kids wanted to come up and talk and ask what's this and what's that. And so you get to have some educational moments, right? So it's very different than the hospital. It is a different side of nursing that I appreciate. As a nurse, you have to adapt, you have to be flexible. So I kind of wanted to just share my experience. When you get called to respond to these, it's an emergency, so you're not prepared for it. You just go, show up, you do the best that you can do, ask questions, ask for help. Of course, you want to be trained before you do it. I don't know if you guys have seen my previous videos, but I talk about a day in the life of a public health nurse, and this is just one of the aspects that comes along with it. You know, we're in the middle of a pandemic as well as all these other natural disasters happening, and so we get pulled in different roles and to do different things, and you know, you just have to take it with a grain of salt, and it's just going to be another experience under your belt. So I also know there are some fellow nurses where all the hurricanes are happening, and I see posts all the times of nurses working double shifts, staying after their shift at the hospital or at the shelters. And you know, we're all in this together. No matter where you're responding as a nurse, we are vital during these times. So just remember to take care of yourself while you're always so busy about worrying about others and taking care of others. Because if we can't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anybody else, right? I know it's been a long time since I posted, at least a couple months, but there's a lot going on in my life. I have a different role at the Emergency Operations Center, and I just got promoted to supervisor. There's a lot going on. I wish I would have recorded the whole thing, but I'm going to make a video on interviewing for a supervisor position. Any questions you guys have, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And I just want to bring you along that journey. So a lot of exciting things going on. So sorry I haven't been recording. I've been working COVID nonstop, as well as trying to excel in my personal career. So thank you guys so much for watching. I pray for everyone who's affected by the fires, those affected by the hurricanes and everything going on in the world. I'm praying for you guys. And let me know of any other videos you guys want me to shoot, you want me to do. I'd be more than happy to. Also, don't forget, we have a $100 Cash App giveaway on our last video. So make sure you go watch that and figure out how you can enter into that. We're 15 subscribers away from 200. I know that's not a lot, but we're climbing up there. So we'd love your support, and we'll see you in the next video.